Hello and welcome to The Sims project. This project will be a comparative analysis of all 4 of The Sims games, which will then go into detail about the evolution of gameplay, graphics, and availability. The Sims is a series of life simulation video games in which the player is a digital god over their Sims characters. The player must create a virtual character, also known as a Sim, then begin to shape its life. This includes what they look like, their personality traits, what they do in their day-to-day lives, and their housing situation. The Sims was developed by Maxis and published by Electronic Arts, also known as EA Games. The first Sims game was released on February 4th, 2000 and was only available on PC. However, it was compatible with both Microsoft Windows and Mac. In 2003, 3 years after the first release, it would be released on Linux, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox. The original Sims came out with a limited amount of expansion packs including The Sims Superstar, Hot Date, Vacations, and only 4 other packs. The only gameplay mode that was made available in the original Sims was single player. Also, the player was very limited in what they could build and buy and the evolution of their Sim, including genetics, aging, personality traits, and aspirations. This led to a rise in players using cheats within the game. Cheats can assist players in multiple ways, including, but not limited to, boosting their Sim's bank account, which is measured in simoleons, moving objects, changing the weather and time of day, and changing the landscape and terrain. 2 years later, a subscription-based spin-off entitled The Sims Online was released in December 2002. This game was available for PC and digital download for the first time. This version of The Sims didn't do as well as its predecessor and eventually rebranded as the EA Land. However, this game would eventually shut down all activity on the 1st of August 2008. Just over 4 years later from when the original Sims game was released, The Sims 2 released on September 14, 2004. It was created with all the updates of its previous spin-offs and many more new and exciting updates. A major update including that you could now play The Sims as a multiplayer game, something which had previously been restricted. Furthermore, The Sims 2 was made available on a multitude of platforms including PC, Game Boy, Nintendo DS, and PSP. In this time, there were a lot of upgrades made to the game, such as graphics. It turned into a fully 3D game in comparison to its predecessor, which was only an isometric perspective game. Neighborhoods were finally developed, with The Sims 2 offering 3 pre-designed neighborhoods for Sims to move into. More evolution-based aspects were integrated into The Sims, such as life stages, genetics, skill points. More storylines were made available, family structures became more clearly defined, and a wider range of jobs became available for Sim characters. Building and designs. You could build up to 5 stories, and a wider selection of items became available to buy without the use of expansion packs. In addition to this, Sims 2 released 17 new expansion packs, which is more than double its predecessor. This included The Sims Apartment Life, University, Seasons, Pets, Nightlife, and many more. 3 years after the developers released The Sims 2, they released yet another spin-off of the series entitled The Sims Life Stories. This consisted of 3 different versions including The Sims Life Stories, Pet Stories, and Castle. These games were a version of The Sims 2 optimized for systems with weaker specifications such as laptops. However, you were also able to play these versions on your PC. Furthermore, The Sims released another spin-off version entitled The Sims Bustin' Out. This game was compatible on more platforms including Nintendo, GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2, Game Boy, and N-Gage. This allowed EA to distribute the game to a wider audience and was a great way to ease users into the next installment. Thank you for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for part 2 of The Sims project, where we will be discussing The Sims 3.